Hello English 100 students. I want to talk to you a little bit about the description essay that we're going to be completing this week. The description essay, or descriptive essay as many people like to call it, is pretty much the exact same thing. It is an essay that's going to be describing something in your life that you feel is important. Now this could be a person who has made a big impact in your life, or it could be an event, something that happened in your life that changed the way you think about things or made a large lasting impact on you. It can also be something a little more simplistic. You could describe your favorite food, perhaps a favorite restaurant experience. The possibilities are limitless. There is no end to the possibilities when it comes to a description essay or descriptive essay. But what is important is that you make sure that you are going to be descriptive in your writing. The main point of a descriptive essay is to be descriptive. It's right there in the title. So when you write your descriptive essay, you want to make the reader feel like they are a part of the sensation. You want to write your essay almost like a fiction writer, where you describe things in great detail. You want to use the senses. You want to be able to make the reader hear what you heard. Whether you heard someone say something or heard ambient sounds, whatever you were hearing at the time that this event took place, or things that you heard this important person in your life say, you want to write it so that way the reader can re-experience this with you. The reader should be able to almost imagine smelling the same smells that you did, tasting the same tastes, touching the same textures that you did, seeing the same things that you did in the vivid details that you give. Everything needs to be descriptive in this type of essay. So use the senses: sight, hearing, touch, taste, smell. You want to make sure that you include these details so that way your essay is, above all things, descriptive. This is what I do not want you to do, and this is a very important part of this instruction and these tips here. The basic tips: be descriptive, that's easy. But sometimes it's easier said than done. Many people who have written descriptive essays for me in the past have made a couple of huge mistakes, and these are some of them. Sometimes when people have written a descriptive essay about a person in their life who's made a large impact, rather than writing about what that person was like, the advice that they gave, the times that they spent with them, and what it was like being with them, they give basically an autobiography of the person. They'll start out, my grandmother was a great lady, she went to church, lots of people liked her, my grandmother cooked for me, we spent lots of time together. All that stuff's great, but you're not really describing the person and how they made you feel as an individual. If you're going to be writing an essay on a person that impacted your life, choose a moment in time that really captivates your relationship and what it was like to be with that person, what it was like to have a relationship with that person, and describe that. Another mistake that students have made in the past is when they want to describe their favorite food. So what they do is, instead of describing the food, what it looks like, what it tastes like, what it smells like, that's what they should do. But instead of writing that, what they will do is they'll say, this is my favorite food, and this is how you should make it. Take a handful of spaghetti, break it in half, and then bring a pot of water to boil, and shove the spaghetti in there and boil it, and yada, yada, yada. They just basically give me a recipe. And then they talk about, it tastes good, it tastes a little bit tomatoey, it tastes a little bit salty, this is how many calories it has in it, this is how much protein it has in it. I don't care how much protein it has in it. That's not the type of descriptive details that we want. Now, they're on the right track when they start talking about how it tastes. But if you're going to write about your favorite food, I should be able to imagine tasting it. I should be able to imagine the textures in my mouth. I should be able to imagine that I'm there eating it with you. So I don't want an autobiography. I don't want a recipe. What I do want is I want you to write descriptive details about a person, a time in your life, a food, whatever you want to write about. But your description essay needs to be descriptive. Write details about whatever it is and make me, the reader, feel that I'm actually living that experience with you. I hope that helps, and get busy writing.